either they want to come up with a new project, or they want to replace a machine or assets. Okay, so they will have an impact. Either the impact is positive side or negative side. Okay, for example, kalau positive side, the production will have a extra production, or they can increase the sales, okay, because of the increase of the production quantity. The production is very good in quality. Then in terms of negative side or cash outflow, for example, when they replace a new machine or when they come up with a new project, they will incur a more cost for them, more expenses. For example, the electricity consumption. Okay, for example, they from the original machine they replace to the new machine. The new machine is more what we call more biggest. Okay, and then the electricity consumption, they need to use very high voltage. Okay, so they will increase the electricity consumption. So that they will be the impact on the cash outflow, duit keluar. So this cash flow can be cash inflow and cash outflow. If positive, they will have a cash inflow lah, duit masuk, which is they can give a revenue, they can give income to the company. And then the negative side, the company need to spend out. Okay, for example macam tadi, electricity consumption, they need to pay the electricity bills. They need to pay their employees, the high skilled employees to handle the machine. So that will be cash outflow. Okay, so this is the incremental after tax cash flow. Okay, they are resulted from the accepting a project or proposal. Okay, it's actually money in hand. For example, depreciation is subtracted from profit. However, the amount of depreciation is added to profit to get the actual cash in hand. Okay, as you know, the company calculate the depreciation because they want to know the value, the current value of the machine or the assets. Okay, so they want to know what is the current value, because the machine or the assets, some of that they will have a depreciate value. Okay, depreciate value, so they need to know the depreciation amount or the current value of that asset or the machine. But the depreciation value, the company did not pay to somebody else. Okay, they did not pay to the government, they did not pay to LHDN. They only calculate to know the figures. Okay, and then they want to include it into the financial report, the income statement or balance sheet. But they did not pay to somebody else lah. Okay, so after this, bila you dah working, you dah calculate depreciation. Sebab duit tu kita tak bayar kat mana-mana, melainkan macam tax kan, taxation, we calculate the tax amount, so we pay to LHDN. For depreciation, they calculate the depreciation amount, but that one is for the purpose of declaring into the financial report. They want to know the exact or the current value of that machine or the asset. Okay, and then that depreciation amount, they will minus the cash flow amount, because they want to evaluate or they want to calculate the tax amount. All of the company, they want to declare a minimum tax amount, okay, as they can lah. So that's why they need to minus the depreciation amount. Okay, then they calculate the tax liability, how much they need to pay to LHDN, and then they added back the depreciation amount into the reports to know the net present value. Okay, so the objective is they want to know what is the actual cash in hand that they have at the end of the period. Okay, so that's why they need to minus the depreciation to calculate the tax. After calculate the tax amount, they added back the depreciation in order to know what is the actual money in hand that they have currently lah. Okay, so you will know better after we do the example after this. Okay, then the third point, in evaluating a proposal, it is more accurate to use cash flow instead of accounting profit, because cash flow reflects when the money is received, when it can be reinvested, and when it must be paid out. Okay, as I already told before on the previous class kan. So what are the difference between cash flow and accounting figures? So accounting figure, you need to wait for the whole 12 months or to complete one year, whole year kan, only you can declare. Okay, for example, financial report, income statement, balance sheet. Okay, so the company need to declare once a year. Okay, some of the company they declare twice a year, kan, half year, and the first 6 months, uh, another 6 months they declare after complete that period. Okay, but most of the company they declare once a year. So they need to complete all of that 12 months punya period, only they can declare the income statement and balance sheet, and also the profit and loss account. Okay, but for cash flow, the company or the business, they can know the current value of the cash flow on their daily activities, business activities. For example, how much they spend out on that day. Okay, and then how much the income that they generate on that day. So that is the cash flow. Cash outflow is the one that they spend out. Cash inflow, the one that they receive the money. Okay, so they can know on the daily basis, on the what we call on the business daily activities. Okay, so that's the more accurate. So they already know what their financial strength, financial capability on that days to uh, cover for tomorrow punya business activities. Okay, so that's more accurate compared to accounting profit. Okay, in term of evaluating a proposal. Okay, evaluating proposal is they want to make a decision lah, either to replace the machine or the assets, or they want to come up with a new project. Okay, so that's the main purpose of this cash flow analysis. Alright, under cash flow analysis, there are three categories. Okay, they can divide into three categories. The first one is net initial outlay. So what are the elements under net initial outlay? So any cost or any expenses ataupun any money that they spend out in order to acquire a new machine, so that will fall under net initial outlay. Okay, if you can recall, once you calculate the tax liability dan taxation dekat chapter 2, depreciation and taxation. Okay, so you include the purchase price of new machine, transportation cost, delivery cost, installation cost, and then if you can recall, during you calculate your depreciation, you need to exclude the training cost and the cost less than 500. Okay, kan? Yang mana training cost and cost which is less than 500, you need to exclude during your depreciation calculation lah. But for this one, you need to include all. Okay, including the training cost, the cost which is less than 500 also you need to include under this part. Okay, so kalau ada soalan berangkai keluar, let's say dalam final question, final exam ada soalan berangkai, depreciation you calculate, and you need to come up with this part, cash flow analysis. So you need to divide lah. Kalau depreciation, you need to exclude the training cost and also the cost less than 500. But to calculate for this one, you need to include back the training cost and also the cost for with the cost which is less 500. You need to include. Okay, so kena ingat lah, kalau net initial outlay ni kena masukkan semua cost-cost yang terlibat. Okay, any cost incurred once you want to acquire the new machine. So you must include under this part. Okay, the second part, the second categorized under cash flow is net annual cash flow. Net annual cash flow is refer to any implication, either positive or negative, from the using of the new machine. Okay, let's say company decide to replace a new machine. Okay, so the cost that they incurred once they want to acquire a new machine dekat bahagian sini. Okay, sebarang cost-cost yang dia keluarkan lah. Any expenses, any money that they already spent out, masuk kat sini. But the implication after using the machine, for example, yang ni pun saya ada bagi penerangan tadi, awal tadi kan, just repeat again. For example, for let's say they use the new machine, the production quantity, they can increase the production quantity. Okay, for example, before this, they use the original machine, they only can cover around 2,000 or 10,000 quantities, 10,000 units per month. Contoh. For new machine, once they use the new machine, they can produce 100,000 units, kan? Increase to 90,000 units. So they can boost the sales, they can increase the revenue. So that the positive side of the implication. Okay, so there are the positive and negative. The negative one, let's say they use a new machine, they need to hire the high skill workers to handle the machine. So that will incur on the cost, and cost of uh, uh, paying the high salary for their employees. So that will be the negative side. Okay, for example, for negative side, other than that, if they use the new machine, so they need to increase the operating cost. Operating cost they increase. Okay, maybe dari segi penggunaan ruang, okay, and then bayar overtime untuk pekerja, electricity consumption, semua yang terlibat lah. So that the increasing of operating cost. So that one will be the negative side. Okay, so net annual cash flow ni the implication uh, for the company if they using the new machine. So what are the implication? Positive or negative? So that one, this one we will more understand after we do the example after this. And then the third one is terminal cash flow. So terminal cash flow, so this one so dia ada dua machine kan. One is the original machine, another one is the new machine. So let's focus on the original machine. So original machine, the company either want to keep that machine or they want to sell that machine to the second buyer. Okay, if they sell the machine to the second buyer, so what are the impact? Either they get the profit or they get loss. They get loss if the selling price is lesser than the amount that they purchase. Okay, so that the implication lah. So this under terminal cash flow. So this is the categories of cash flow. Oh, okay. So this one is the explanation on the each of the categories. Okay, net initial outlay, the actual money spent in the acquisition for an asset and put it into operation. Okay, the money ataupun any expenses they incurred once they want to acquire the new machine, or the net annual cash flow, the second one, the additional cash flow resulted from the use of the new asset ataupun new machine. And then terminal cash flow, the cash flow associated with the termination. Termination maksud dia jual lah ataupun dia dah tak guna that machine kan. And, or liquidation. Liquidation is convert from the physical to cash. Okay, from physical which is the machine itself, then they convert to cash. Maksud dia jual kepada second buyers, okay, of the asset life. It occurs at the end of the asset life. Okay, so there are 12 steps to determine this one lah. Net NIO, net initial outlay, net annual cash flow, terminal cash flow, and the last one you need to find the NPV, net present value. Okay, step number 11, you will find the NPV. Step number 12 is your decision lah. From the NPV, so what is your decision? Okay, so let's look on the step by step. For cash flow analysis, the first one is step number 1 lah. Okay, so step number 1, you need to define, you need to calculate the depreciation of new machine. Okay, you can recall back lah how to calculate the depreciation for asset or for machine. For this one, they focus on new machine. So kalau like this formula, they using the straight line method kan. Straight line method, cost of the machine minus salvage value of the machine divided by useful life. Okay, but kalau you nampak kat bahagian bawah ni, yang the red one ni, okay, training cost not included in the cost machine to calculate depreciation. Okay, so kalau soalan bagi training cost dekat bahagian sini jangan masukkan. Nanti you masukkan dekat bahagian NIO nanti, net initial outlay, dekat step number 8. Dekat bahagian sini kena masukkan. Okay, training cost. And then another one, dekat sini tak tulis, tapi any cost which is less than 500 dekat bahagian depreciation jangan masukkan. Okay, don't include under depreciation if the cost less than 500. Okay, tapi kat bahagian NIO ni kena masukkan lah kat mana-mana any cost amount you just include under NIO. Okay, so kalau ikut this example, they use straight line method. Okay, let's say the question asks you on the different method for depreciation. For example, double declining balance method or sum of the year digit method. So you need to use that method lah. Okay, kalau depreciation method, you need to calculate depreciation rate. And then you need to construct the table to know the depreciation amount. Okay, and then the annual depreciation lah. Okay, you need to identify each of that period. Okay, kalau SYDM, you need to calculate the SOD, sum of digit. So what is the formula you need to memorize, so on. You need to apply that method, depends on the question. Okay, the second step, you need to calculate the depreciation of all machine. Okay, so each of the question, most of the question, they can have a two machine lah. One is the original machine or the old machine. Another one is new machine. Okay, so you need to separate the information each of the machine. So kalau kalau ada soalan tu, you just extract the information. You buat the first column is the old machine. The second column is new machine. So what are the information under each of the machine? Okay, so to avoid any confusing, if you want to include the value into the formula. Okay, and then the third one, find changes in depreciation. Okay, so step 1 dengan step 2 you dah find out. So step 1, the value of step 1, you minus step number 2, the value of step number 2. Okay, you get the step number 3. Okay, depreciation of new machine minus depreciation of old machine, you get the changes in depreciation. This is step number 3. Okay, next step, you calculate the accumulated depreciation. Okay, so accumulated depreciation ni refer to old machine. Okay, which is step number 2. Kan, you dah calculate a depreciation of old machine, you times the age of the machine or the number of the number of years, berapa lama they use the machine. Okay, for example, they buy the machine 4 years ago. Okay, then they decide to sell the machine. The useful life is 6 years. Okay, so how many years they use the machine? 4 years lah. Okay, so use year. Okay, depreciation of all machine times use year ataupun age of the machine. Right, next, step number 5, calculate the book value of all machine, which is the cost of all machine. Cost of all machine ni you kena tengok dekat bahagian all machine lah. Okay, purchase price, dia ada transportation cost atau tak, and then dia ada installation cost and so on. So you need to get that cost minus the accumulated depreciation. So accumulated depreciation you get from step number 4. Okay, this one. Okay, step number 6, calculate the profit or loss. Okay, profit or loss, selling price of all machine minus the book value. Book value ni step number 5. Okay, selling price they will provide in the question lah. Ataupun sometimes dia provide the market value. Market value of all machine minus book value of all machine. Okay, step number 7. After find the profit or loss, if profit ataupun positive value, you need to calculate the tax liability. Okay, let's say the amount is negative, so this is a loss lah. Okay, so kalau loss, you need to calculate the tax saving. So the rate, they will provide you the rates. So you just calculate based on the value. You just times the rate, you get the either tax liability or tax saving. Okay, that's step number 7. And step number 8 is net initial outlay. So what are the elements under net initial outlay? So this is the cost. Outflow is any cost you already spent out. Okay, for example, purchase of the new assets, installation cost of new asset, transportation cost of new assets, training to use the new assets, tax liability. Tax liability ni daripada sini lah. Daripada step number 7. Okay, kalau tax liability kena masuk dalam outflow sebab dia kena bayar tax. The company need to, they liable to pay the tax amount. Okay, sebab kat atas ni dia dapat profit, so dia kena bayar tax kepada LHDN. So that tax liability, which is they need to spend their money to pay the tax. So tax liability you put here. If tax saving company no need to pay the tax. Okay, so dia dapat save. So they are under this side. Okay, tax saving. Okay, next, increase in net working capital. Okay, so this one, increase in net working capital if you get a positive amount from current assets minus current liabilities. So current assets minus current liability, you get the positive value, you put here, increase in net working capital. If you got negative value, you put here. Okay, so current asset, current liability, usually they provide the balance sheet lah. So kalau the balance sheet, you need to identify which one is current assets, which one is current liability. So you get that figure, you minus, you get this one. Okay, tapi jarang lah soalan bagi macam tu. Selalu dia bagi direct je. Dia bagi net working capital is how much amount. So kalau positif, you put lah at this side. Okay, kalau negatif, you put at this side. Okay, reduction on net working capital. Alright. So kita dah cover kat bahagian ni kan tadi, inflow ataupun duit masuk. The first one, tax saving. The second one, reduction on net working capital. If the value is negative, you put here. Okay, the third one, selling price. This one you need to choose. Kalau ada dua-dua, selling price or salvage value, you need to prioritize to choose the selling price. Okay, kalau tak ada selling price, dia tak provide to you the selling price, they only provide the salvage value, so you choose salvage value. Okay, kalau ada dua-dua amount, you choose selling price. Kalau ada selling price saja, you choose selling price lah. Okay, priority is given to selling price of all machine. If no selling price, then only we take salvage value of all machine. Okay, you put this value, the amount. Investment on tax credit, ni just for your information lah. So dia tak apply untuk diploma level, dia tak ada. Okay. Alright, so outflow minus inflow tadi yang akan dapat net initial outlay. Okay, daripada total outflow, duit yang keluar banyak-banyak tadi, the cost, minus all of the revenue. Okay, so you get the net initial outlay. Alright, so from that net initial outlay, you can proceed to step number 9. Step number 9 is net annual cash flow ataupun any implication once they using the new machine. Okay, the positive or negative side. Okay, so kita tengok, this is the positive side. Positive or saving inflow. Kalau positif, so maksud dia semua yang positif lah, duit masuk ke, dia dapat jimat ke, anything. Okay, this is the example of the positive implication, increase in sales. So kalau increase in sales, of course the revenue will increase. Okay, income will increase. So that the positive side. Reduction in labor cost. So they can reduce the paying to their employees. Kan, labor is employees. You get reduction in employee cost. So that will be the positive side. Okay, then reduction in defect cost. Okay, defect cost, the example of defect cost, for example, their production line, of course they have at the end of the day, they get the output. Okay, the quantity, how many quantity they produce. Let's say from that 1,000 quantity, maybe one or two of that of the quantity, they have a defect. Contoh ada macam sumbing sikit ke kan, ataupun ada kerosakan sikit, so that the defect cost. Okay, so kalau kat sini, they can reduce the defect cost. Maybe the machine is more effective, okay, in term of to minimize the defect cost. So they can reduce the defect cost, reduction in maintenance cost, reduction in selling expenses. Example of selling expenses, advertisement lah. Okay, so they boleh reduce that cost. So all of this is the positive implication. Okay, so let's look on the negative side. So this is all the negative side. The first one is reduction in sales. Okay, let's say before they use the new machine, the original machine can produce 1,000 units a day. 1,000, 1,000 units a day. Okay, after using a new machine, the production only produce 50 units. Kan? So they reduce in sales because of the number of quantity is lesser. Okay, so this the negative implication. Maybe the new machine tu lagi perlukan banyak cost kan untuk masukkan raw materials and so on. and then they take a lot of time to produce the output, so they only produce uh, 500 kan, ataupun daripada 1000 tu jadi 500. So dia lesser kan daripada compared to original machine, so they reduce the number of sales. And then using the new machine, they increase the labor cost, increase in defect cost, increase in maintenance cost. All of this the negative implication. Okay, so you put under outflow. Okay, so total saving or total inflow minus total outflow, so you get the earning before depreciation and tax. Okay, so you dapat amount kat sini lah, certain value, and then you minus the depreciation. Okay, so minus, so how which one you need to take? Okay, depreciation expenses dekat step number 3. Step number 3, changes in depreciation kan tadi, changes in depreciation, this one, changes in depreciation, where how you get these changes in depreciation of new machine minus depreciation of old machine. Okay, so that amount, that value you put under NACF dekat bahagian bawah. NACF tadi sekejap NACF, okay, this one. Okay, so you put this that value kat here, increase in depreciation expenses, you put the value here. Okay, so earning before depreciation and tax, daripada inflow minus outflow, you get earning before depreciation and tax minus the depreciation amount tadi, you get the earning before tax. Okay, that amount, that value, you times the rates, tax amount lah, tax rate, how many the rates, let's say bagi 20%. Okay, so 20% you times the earning before tax, you get this value. Okay, so after minus the tax amount, you get the earning after tax. Okay, dah dapat earning after tax, you plus back the depreciation amount tadi. Yang kat atas tadi kan tolak kan, so kat bawah ni tambah balik sebab you nak tahu cash in hand you ada berapa. Sebab duit depreciation tu tak perlu bayar kat siapa-siapa kan, dia still belong to your company. You only calculate to know the current value of the assets and you want to reduce the tax amount, so that's why you need to minus the depreciation and you plus back at the end of the process dekat net annual cash flow to identify the cash in hand ataupun net annual cash flow. Okay, so that's step number 9, NACF. Okay, step number 10, terminal cash flow. Okay, under terminal cash flow ni, there are certain elements lah under this one, TCF. The first one, you need to provide the value, either change in salvage value or salvage value of new machine. So kalau change in SV, SV of new machine minus SV of new old machine. Salvage value of new machine minus salvage value of old machine. So you get the value, you put here. Okay, ataupun you choose salvage value of new machine. So how what are the criteria you want to choose kan? So you can refer here. Okay, you need to choose change in SV if the balance ataupun the remaining of useful life of old machine equals to useful life of new machine. Example katakanlah old machine useful life dia 5 years, and then the old machine, the number of age of old machine is 3 years, so dia ada lagi 2 tahun, 2 years remaining life. Okay, 2 years remaining life, so 2 years kat sini lah. And then useful life for new machine is 5 years, so 2 dengan 5 is unequal kan, dia tak sama. So dia tak sama, you need to choose salvage value of new machine. Okay, if the remaining useful life of old machine not equal to useful life of new machine. If the value is equal, for example the remaining life tadi for old machine 2 years, and then useful life for new machine also 2 years, so you need to choose changes in SV. So kena careful area sini, kena identify dia punya remaining life for old machine and also useful life for new machine. The amount is equal or not. Kalau equal, you need to choose here. If not equal, you choose salvage value of new machine. Okay, then number 2, Increase in net working capital. This one you need to find out lah. Kalau positif tadi masuk dekat bahagian NIO kan, outflow. This one. Okay, so kalau positif, you tambah lah dekat bawah tu. Kalau negatif, you just minus. Okay, kalau kat sini masuk kat bahagian inflow lah. Tapi kat bahagian TCF tadi, either plus or minus saja the value. Okay, either plus or minus the NWC. How to get NWC? Current asset minus current liabilities. Okay, and then the fourth and number 6 ni, if the company have a third machine. Macam tadi kita ada situation 2 machine kan, dia ada original machine, so they intend to buy a new machine. Kan, so they buy the new machine, so dah ada 2 machine lah. Okay, let's say dalam question tu dia provide, then the company intend to buy the new machine lagi. Kan, dia nak beli machine ketiga. So kalau nak beli machine ketiga, so that's you need to calculate on this part lah. Tapi kebanyakannya biasa 2 je. Biasa sampai this part saja you calculate. Kalau yang kat sini ni just for your knowledge, for your information je. Okay, so kalau dia intend to buy the third machine, let's say dia dah tak guna the new machine yang dia beli tadi, so nak beli machine yang ketiga. So you need to calculate on this one. Okay, calculate profit or loss, then calculate the tax saving or tax liability. Alright, so you need to aware lah on that one. Okay, step number 11, calculate the net present value. Net present value. So how to calculate net present value? The total cash flow minus net initial outlay. So total cash flow from the NDSCF. NDSCF you times the PVIFA annuity, and then plus TCF terminal cash flow you times the PVIF value. Okay, then you get the amount, you plus, you minus the net initial outlay. Okay, net initial outlay the cost lah yang mesti kita kira dekat set number 8. Okay, so that's the NPV. If the value is positive, then you make the decision lah. Kalau positive, you replace the machine. The company need to replace the machine. If negative, does not replace. Okay, just use the original machine. Kalau the value of net NPV is negative. Okay, so let's do the calculation lah. Kenapa lambat masuk Hirani binti Hitus? Why you late?
Saya lambat bangun.
Okay, tak apa, sebab saya pun dah extend daripada pukul 8 masuk 8.30. Kalau boleh kunci jam lah kan, nak masuk 8.30, tak kisahlah you all nak mandi ke, tu kita tak nampak kan. Yang penting you join the class 8:30. Okay, sebab takut macam tadi dah terlepas I punya explanation. Untuk this part you dah skip kan, dah terlepas. So kita masuk calculation. Nanti Hirani cover balik you tengok balik buku reference tu. You try.
Okay, nanti saya minta kawan saya ikut kelas.
Okay. Alright, okay. So kita just focus on this calculation. Example 1 Okay, Atlas Trading has decided to replace its existing machine with a new one to increase efficiency. Okay, so maksud dia plan untuk replace dia punya existing machine lah in order to increase the efficiency ataupun productivity. The current machine initial cost was 100,000. So current machine maksud dia the original machine lah. Okay, yang the machine that they own now. Okay, the initial cost is 100,000 about 4 years ago ataupun dia dibeli 4 tahun lepas with a salvage value of 20,000. Okay, so dia ada salvage value 20,000 untuk all machine. Its expected remaining useful life is 4 years. Okay, so maksud dia, you dah boleh kira useful life lah. Okay, age of the machine 4 years, remaining life is 4 years. So 4 plus 4 is 8 years. So useful life dia 8 tahun. The machine can be sold now for 40,000. So this is the selling price ataupun market value of the old machine. This is the first paragraph. The second paragraph, the purchase price of new machine is 180,000. Okay, so this kalau new machine ni you boleh buat another column untuk information on the new machine. Okay, purchase price 180,000, transportation 12,000, installation cost 8,000. Okay, the machine is expected to have useful life of 8 years. Sama lah tadi kan, 8 tahun useful life, tapi remaining life dia 4 years. Okay, nanti dekat bahagian terminal cash flow, you need to identify sama ada nak choose changes in SV ataupun use the survey value of new machine. Depends on the remaining life equals ataupun not equal with the useful life of new machine. And then new machine is expected to generate annual saving in operation cost of 30,000. So this is the implication. So kalau ikut sini, this is a positive implication. Dia dapat save dia punya operational cost 30,000. Okay, positive implication lah. Okay, the company adopts the straight line method of depreciation. The current tax rate applicable is 25%. This is the tax rate lah. Dekat kering, sorry The tax rate is 25%. The company cost of capital is 10%. Okay, so cost of capital using dekat bahagian NPV. Kan you nak calculate PVIFA dengan PVIF, so you use this rate, cost of capital. Sometimes they provide required rate of return. So both you boleh pakai lah, that can be applied to that. Cost of capital or required rate of return. Okay, tapi kalau dia memang straightforward bagi tax rate, this is for the calculation of tax liability, tax saving and also tax rate dekat bahagian column NACF nanti. Okay, NACF. And then calculate the net initial outlay, differential after tax cash flow ataupun NACF and terminal cash flow TCF. Using the net present value, calculate the relevant cash flow. Okay, so kalau ikutkan using the net present value, you need to identify ataupun make the decision lah kan, sebab calculate the relevant cash flow ni kat atas ni. Okay, soalan dia ada salah sikit lah, tapi kita just buat step by step from step number 1 until step number 12. Okay, example 1. First, you need to put the column, the information lah. So I divide the column. This is old machine. Okay, this one is new machine. Excuse me. So the old machine, kita tengok balik. Selesai tadi, example 1. Atlas Trader has decided to replace machine. Okay, the current machine initial cost. Okay, current machine or old machine lah. Initial cost RM 100,000. Okay, about 4 years ago. Dia punya age of the machine 4 years old. Salvage value 20,000. Okay, it's expecting remaining useful life is 4 years. Remaining life remaining life. Years. And then you can calculate lah, dah ada age, dah ada remaining life, you can calculate useful life, which is 4 plus 4 kan, age of the machine plus remaining life. 4 plus 4 equivalent to 8 years. So this is a useful life. Next, the machine can be sold now for 40,000. So selling price or market value. RM 40,000. Okay, so that's the first paragraph. Second paragraph, the purchase price of new machine. Purchase price is 180,000. RM 180,000. The company will have to bear the transportation. Dia ada transportation cost Transportation cost RM 12,000. And then ada installation cost equivalent to RM 8,000. The machine is expected to have a useful life of 8 years. Useful life 8 years. And the salvage value 40,000. Okay, so that's the second paragraph. Okay, the third paragraph, the new machine is expected to generate annual saving in operational cost of 30,000. So this is the implication. Implication of using that new machine. Implication of using the new machine. Positif, negatif. Bagi siap-siap lah kan. Nanti you tengok dalam question tu, if they are positive, you put here lah. Kalau negative, put here. Okay. So the first one, the new machine is expected to generate annual saving in operational cost of 30,000. Okay, saving in operational cost. RM 30,000. Okay, apa lagi? That's it. Kan, tak ada. Negatif tak ada lah. Dia cuma bagi satu saja. So that's the implication. Okay, next. Method of depreciation. Straight line method. Okay, tax rate 25% and the cost of capital 10%. Okay, so calculate the cash flow analysis. Okay, so this is the answer. Step number 1, you need to calculate depreciation for all machine. Depreciation of new machine. New machine. New machine. Kalau you kira depreciation of all machine, takut dekat bahagian step number 3 nanti you salah. Kan, sebab step number 1 minus step number 2. Kalau kat atas ni you dah kira step depreciation of all machine, so jawapan akan jadi dah lari. Jawapan salah. So depreciation amount, annual depreciation equivalent to, dia guna straight line method. Cost of the machine minus salvage value divided by useful life. Okay, so we need to identify the cost. Cost of new machine. So kena tengok information tadi lah. So cost must be include the purchase price 180,000. Next, transportation cost 12k. Next one, installation cost 8,000. Okay, let's say the information they provide you the training cost. Okay, training cost. That one you need to provide here or not? You need to include or exclude the training cost. Anyone want to try? Yes, thank you. Thank you for the feedback. Good. So you need to exclude sebab this is kita nak kira depreciation. Jangan masukkan lagi. Dekat bahagian NIO nanti, net initial outlay, baru kita masukkan training cost. Okay, that one kena careful. So total up, so 180 plus 12,000, 192 plus another 8, 200,000. Cost is 200,000. Minus salvage value. Salvage value for all, for new machine. Salvage value for new machine is 40,000. 40,000 divided by useful life is 8 years. So 200 minus 40, 160. 160 minus, divide by 8, 160k divided by 8. 16 bagi 8, 2 kan. So 20,000. 20,000. So depreciation for new machine. Step number 1 done. Step number 2, depreciation of old machine. Sama jugalah dia punya formula, but digunakan straight line method. Cost minus salvage value divided by useful life. So cost, tengok dekat bahagian old machine. Okay, so what are the cost? So dia cuma bagi lump sum lump sum figure, initial cost. So this will be the cost, 100,000. 100,000, salvage value dia 20,000. So 100,000 minus 20,000. Useful life is 8 years. So 100 minus 20, 80. 80 divided by 8, 1 kan? So 10,000. Depreciation for all machine is 10,000. So you can calculate the step number 3, which is changes in depreciation. So changes in depreciation, the formula will be depreciation of new machine minus depreciation of old machine, ataupun step 1 minus step 2. Okay, so 20,000 minus 10,000 equivalent to 10,000. Is step number 3. Step number 4. Step number 4, calculate the accumulated depreciation. So accumulated depreciation equivalent to accumulated depreciation for all machine. Dia punya keyword je for of all machine. Depreciation amount of all machine times the use year ataupun the age of the machine. Age of machine. Okay, ataupun ni lah use year. Okay, so depreciation of all machine is 10,000 times the age of the machine is 4 years. So 40,000. Accumulated depreciation 40,000. Step number 5, you calculate the book value kan? Book value. Sekejap book value of all machine. BV of all machine. So BV of all machine equivalent to cost. Saya nak tulis T tadi. Sekejap total cost of all machine minus the accumulated depreciation. So how to get accumulated depreciation? Dekat step number 4, 40,000. Total cost of all machine, dia dah bagi lump sum tadi kan, 100,000. 100k minus 40k, equivalent to 60k. So this is book value of all machine. Step number 6, profit or loss kan? Profit or loss. Profit or loss. So profit or loss, what is the formula? Selling price minus book value minus BV of all machine. So BV ni dapat daripada step number 5 kan, 60,000. Selling price they provide from the question they already provide. Selling price 40,000. Okay, book value 60,000. So dia dapat loss kan, negative 20,000. Negative 20,000. So step number 7. Okay, after getting loss, you need to calculate either tax liability ataupun tax saving. Liability jangan salah. Ataupun tax savings. Okay, so if profit, kalau profit you calculate tax liability. Okay, profit. Kalau loss, you calculate the tax saving. This is loss. So dia dapat loss tadi kan, so you calculate tax saving. 20,000 negative times dengan dia punya rates lah. Times how much the rates? Dia provide dekat question tadi 25% times 25%. Equivalent to negative -5,000. So this is the tax saving. Okay, company can have a tax saving 5,000. Okay, so dia dapat jimat 5,000. And then step number 8. Step number 8, NIO, net initial outlay ataupun any cost incurred to acquire a new machine. Ni termasuk semualah, trading cost ataupun any cost less than 500 also you include here. So the first one is outflow. Okay, outflow outflow any cost incurred. So of course lah, purchase price of new machine, $180,000. Transportation cost, 12,000. Installation cost, 8,000. Apa lagi? Dah 3 je kan? Kalau you kira tadi dekat step number 7, tax liability. Kalau tax liability, if tax liability you need to put here tax liability, which is company need to pay the tax. Okay, so how much amount lah. Tapi kalau tax saving kena masuk bahagian inflow. So that's it lah, under outflow total 200,000. This is total outflow. Next, inflow, tax saving, 5,000. Apa lagi? Dekat bahagian inflow, tengok description dekat explanation tadi. Apa lagi under inflow? Reduction on net working capital tak ada. Dia tak bagi current asset or current liability. Selling price of all machine or salvage value. So dia bagi ada dua-dua, ada information. Selling price ada, salvage value ada. So you need to prioritize on selling price. Okay, so kita letak sini je lah, selling price of all machine. All machine, which is how much? 40,000. So total up lah. 45,000. Total inflow, 45,000. So you need to minus, you get the NIO equivalent to total outflow, minus total inflow. 200k minus 45k, 45. So 155k. Okay, that's your net initial outlay. Okay, next step number 9. NACF. Okay, NACF is the any implication, positive or negative, after using the new machine. Any implication, positive or negative. So kita tengok yang positive dulu, or saving or inflow, saving ataupun inflow, ataupun positif lah, positif. Cuma ada satu tadi kan, which is saving of operational cost. Dekat paragraph number 3 tu the new machine is expected to generate annual saving in operational cost of 30,000. Okay, tak ada lagi kan? Cuma satu saja. Positif satu, negatif langsung tak ada. So that's it lah. This will be your earning. Kalau ada, contoh negatif ada, you need to minus. Positif minus negatif, you get the earning before depreciation and tax. 30,000. Ini tak ada, maksud 30,000 saja. Kalau ada negative side, you need to minus, you get the value. So that will be the earning before depreciation and tax. Okay, so minus depreciation amount, depreciation yang dekat step number 3. Step number 3, tengok balik step number 3, how much you get. Malas saya nak scroll. Panjat dekat belah atas kan, kalau saya tak bawa saya punya mouse. Okay, so ambil yang changes in depreciation. So saya just buat dalam kurungan, nanti you all faham lah. Changes in depreciation. So the amount is 10,000 minus, you get the 20,000. So this will be your earning before tax. Okay, sebab depreciation dia dah tolak. So now earning before tax. So how much? 20,000. Next, tax amount. Tax dia 25%. So 25% times this value. Times 20,000. How much you get? 5,000. Tak perlu kurungan lah. Buat simbol So minus 15,000. So this one is the earning after tax. After tax kan, sebab dia dah tolak dengan tax. And then you added back the depreciation amount tadi. Depreciation amount ataupun changes in depreciation, which is 10,000 plus. So 25,000. So 25,000 is your apa dia? NACF lah. NACF. 25,000. Okay, next step number 10. TCF, terminal cash flow. So terminal cash flow, the first part you need to choose either changes in SV, changes in SV, or SV of new machine. Okay, but they have a condition lah. Ni ada condition Tengok kat sini. Kalau changes in SV, remaining life of old machine must be equal to the useful life of new machine. Okay, so you need to choose salvage value of new machine if remaining life of old machine not equal to the useful life of new machine. So kena identify lah remaining life of old machine. How what is the period? How many years? Remaining life of old machine 4 years kan. The its expected remaining useful life is 4 years. Dekat paragraph 1. Okay, then useful life of new machine 8 years. So 4 dengan 8 is not equal. So you need to choose this one. You need to choose this one. Okay, ni just explanation lah. Kat bahagian ni explanation. Kalau you dah faham, you just straight buat je lah. SV of new machine equivalent to 40,000. 40,000. This is TCF lah, terminal cash flow Apa lagi? Dia tak ada bagi net working capital. Net working capital tak ada. Increase or reduce tak ada. And then tax saving or tax liability untuk the third asset tak ada. Okay, so just one particular saja, one detail saja, which is 40,000. Okay, next step number 11, you can calculate your NPV. NPV, so how to calculate NPV? The formula will be NACF times PVIFA, number of N, and so the rates, plus TCF times PVIF N and also R minus net initial outlay. Okay, untuk N here, untuk N, saya nak tukar warna merah sekejap. Okay, untuk N here, sama juga macam N yang kat sini. You need to use useful life of, apa dia? Useful life of new machine. Jangan guna yang old machine tau, gunakan yang new machine. Useful life of new machine. Okay, sebab sometimes soalan useful life of old machine dengan useful life of new machine is not equal. Okay, so kalau sama tu tak ada masalah lah kalau kita salah pilih kan useful life of old machine. Tapi kalau dia different, okay, so you need to use useful life of new machine. You must be remember this one. Untuk kira NPV, kena ambil useful life of new machine. Untuk kira PVIFA and also PVIF. Okay, then you can calculate lah. NACF 25 kan, 25,000. 25k times PVIFA PVIFA IFA and is 8. R is the cost of capital. Cost of capital 10%. Plus TCF 40,000 times PVIF 810 minus net initial outlay dia 155k. PVIFA, tengok table kat belakang sekali, you punya buku tu 10% and 8 years 5.3349. Then PVIF tengok table sebelah dia sebelum PVIFA tu 8 years and 10%. 0.4665. And then you minus the net initial outlay. $13, 133 372.50 0.4665 18,660 minus 155k. One five two 032.5 minus 155k. So dia dapat negatif dia dapat negatif 2967.5 NPV. So bila dapat negatif, step number 12, you can make the decision lah. Decision. The company need to not replace the new machine because the NPV is negative. Kalau positif, the company should replace the machine. Okay, kalau negatif, the company should not replace the machine as the NPV is negative. Okay, so that's it for this one lah, cash flow analysis and replacement decision. Okay, so this is kalau soalan direct macam tu kan. Okay, so what happens kalau soalan dia, especially dekat bahagian implication dekat bahagian implication tu, macam yang ni straightforward, dia bagi satu je. Maksud dia the annual saving, dia dapat save operational cost 30,000 annually. Kan, annually maksud setiap tahun. Tapi kalau dia kata dia dapat save operational cost for the first year, second year dia dapat kurang different amount, ataupun third year dia increase operational cost how much amount. Dia ada berlainan punya konsep. So yang tu kena create table dekat bahagian NACF. Okay, which is the implication of new machine. Okay, yang tu kalau you refer dekat example number 2 lah. Example number 2, dia complicated sikit. So complicated, kita sempat ke buat ni? Sempat ke tak buat? Sempat ke tak sempat? Let's continue ada lagi 20 minutes. Kita buat sama-sama Kalau tak sempat, you all nanti balik, just buat revision sikit untuk example tu. Then after raya nanti kita masuk sini sikit dan saya akan bagi you all punya case study lah untuk this chapter, capital budgeting. Okay, capital budgeting tak ada tutorial lah, saya terus bagi case study sahaja. Okay, example tu. Example 2. Saloma Corporation is considering replacing its old machine with a new one. Okay, the cost of to purchase a new machine is 250,000. Okay, so ni old machine. Sebelah ni new machine. Purchase price Purchase. Yes? Oh, okay, saya tak share. Daripada tadi ke saya tak share? Baru share, okay. Thank you, Husna. Okay, so saya share. Purchase price kita baru sampai yang baru first paragraph tu, the first line tu. So the purchase price, the cost to purchase new machine is 250,000. So purchase price 250. Okay, next sentences. The economic life of this machine is 5 years. Economic life can replace the useful life. Okay, so jangan takut lah. So sometimes they use economic life. Ataupun useful life is 5 years. The machine has an estimated salvage value of 50,000. SV, RM, 50K. Cost of installing the new machine will be 15,000. Installation cost Installation cost RM 15K. And will be borne by the purchaser. Purchaser which is the company lah, sebab company yang nak beli. So company yang kena tanggung cost installation. Kalau dia kata the installation cost is borne by the seller, maksudnya jangan masukkan, sebab seller tu penjual kan. Sebab dia yang company tak perlu bayar pun, seller yang akan bayar. Maksud penjual akan tanggung cost installation. So kena careful. Kena careful bahagian dia punya ayat-ayat tu kena faham. Purchaser, seller kena understand lah. Kalau purchaser tu memang belong to the company need to pay lah. Sebab dia yang beli mesin tu, dia kena tanggung cost. And then besides that, 125,000 initial investment in net working capital, NWC. Dia bagi straightforward amount. Net working capital 125,000 is required and to be recovered at the end of the machine useful life. That's first paragraph. Second paragraph, the company has been using its present machine for the past 3 years, which is age of the machine, 3 years old. And the lifespan is 8 years. Lifespan also another words for useful life. 8 years, economic life, lifespan, useful life semua sama lah. Okay, the present machine was bought at the price 140,000. Dia punya purchase price lah masa dia beli. Purchase price 140K. Salvage value 30,000. current market price. Market price or selling price lah. Or selling price. Equivalent to 90,000. The company adopts the straight line method depreciation. Okay, dah habis dah kod yang ni. So, method SLM. Okay, the use of new machine will result the following changes. Implication lah. Implication. The first one is positive. The second one is negative. Okay, the first point, increase in annual sales by 20% from the current sales of 1 million. Increase in annual. Okay, this is keywords annual sales. Annual sales maksudnya setiap tahun. Setiap tahun, dia tak bagi tahu tahun pertama je kan. So setiap tahun maksud dia every years. Okay, so dia naik sales 20%. Increase in annual sales 20% from 1 million. So equivalent to 200,000, 200k. The second one, reduction in cost of defect. Reduction, dia dapat kurangkan cost is positive side. Okay, reduce in defect cost. Defect cost. 1 million, 1,000 annually for the first 3 years. 1,000. Okay, so daripada tahun pertama, 1 to 3 years only. Years only. Nanti dekat bahagian ACF nanti kena construct table sebab dia ada tahun pertama, tahun kedua, ketiga, tahun keempat, kelima, seterusnya tak ada kan. Dia tahun pertama hingga tahun ketiga saja 1,000 didapat kurangkan. And then increase in operating cost from 40,000 to 60,000 annually. So dia dah kat sini kan, dekat negative side. Okay, this is number one lah. Increase in operating cost. Operating cost. How much dia naik? 60,000. 60,000 for the first 2 years. For the first 2 years. Daripada 40,000 to 60,000 maksud dia, this is the value. Dia bukan differences tau. This is the value. Okay, so kita nak tahu dia punya how much increase. How much increase we need to minus. Okay, 60,000 minus 40,000 equivalent to 20,000. Okay, 60,000 minus, kena kecilkan sikit masuk. Okay, so 60,000 minus 40,000 equivalent to 20,000 for the first 2 years. For year 1 and year 2. For year 1 and 2. Okay, next. For the remaining 3 years, the operating cost will be 30,000 per year. Yang dia dah bagi straight lah. Operating cost. Terus buat kat sini lah. Number 2 Number 2. Operating cost. Tapi nak buat number 1, dia punya details pun tak ada masalah. Cuma kena identify lah, takut kita terlepas pandang Operating cost 30,000 dekat year 3 and above. Year 3 for the remaining 3 years kan. For remaining years. Maksudnya tahun ketiga dan above lah. For remaining years. Okay, so that's the point. If corporate tax rate is 35%, corporate tax rate 35%. Capital gain tax rate. 28%. Required rate of return. 10%. Okay. So determine the all of that question lah. NIO, NSCF, terminal cash flow and net present value. Okay, kalau you perasan, this question they provide you 3 rates. Corporate tax rate, capital gain tax rate and also required rate of return. So tax rate ni you use untuk tax. Okay, capital gain tax rate ni dia tak gunalah, dia tak pakai. Not applicable. Okay, so maybe nak bagi you all confused So dia bagi capital gain tax rate. Required rate of return you calculate untuk PVIFA and PVIF untuk kira NPV nanti. Okay, so boleh try jawab lah. Terus set number 1, depreciation of new machine. Depreciation amount, cost minus SV divided by useful life. Tadi cost ada apa? Purchase price kan? 250,000. This is cost. 250k. That's it kan? New machine is installation cost. The installation cost 15k. So how much? 265, sorry. 265. 265k. Okay, cost is 265k. Sebelum saya forget So this one bagi kat bawah ni, tak perasan. Installation cost 15,000. So 265 minus salvage value. Salvage value dia bagi 50,000 divide by 5 years. So 215 divide by 5. 43,000. Okay, step number 1. I said step number 1 sampai step number 6. Step number 1 sampai step number 7 you all tak ada masalah kan, dia straightforward. Step number 8 pun tak ada masalah. Step number 9 tu kita nak fokus, tapi tak apa, kita buat. Kalau tak sempat kita just continue by after raya Tapi nanti you all balik rumah, you all, bila waktu free nanti you all try tengok macam mana cara dia buat tu kat dalam buku, you boleh refer. Okay, and then next class kita just continue lah, kita repeat back untuk this question. Okay, so step number 2, depreciation of all machine. So depreciation cost minus SV divided by useful life. So cost dia 140,000 minus salvage value 30,000. So 110 kan, 110, and then dia punya useful life is 8 years. 110 divided by 8. 13,750. So this is depreciation for all machine. Step 3, changes in depreciation. Step number 1 minus step number 2. 43 minus 13,750. 29,250. 29,250. Step number 4, accumulated depreciation for all machine. Of all machine, accumulated depreciation. Depreciation for all machine 13,750 times the number of years, age of the machine, the use year. Has been used the machine for the past 3 years. So darab dengan 3. 13,750 times 3. 41,250. Step number 5. Apa? Book value BV of all machine. So BV of all machine cost minus accumulated depreciation. So cost how much? Cost dia tadi 140. 41,250. 98,750. Betul Kat dalam buku sama. Then step number 6. Step number 6. Profit or loss. Profit or loss. Selling price minus BV. So profit or loss. Selling price dia how much? The present machine was about 140,000. Sales value. The current market price 90,000. Okay, 90,000 minus 98,750. So dia dapat loss 8,750. Step number 7. Tax saving lah. Sebab dia dapat loss kan. Tax saving equivalent to 8,750 negatif ni jangan lupa times tax saving, tax rate dia 35%. 8,750 times 0.35. 3062.50. So that tax saving. Step number 8. Net initial oleh. Any cost. Okay, flow. You tengok dekat bahagian new machine. Okay, bahagian new machine, purchase price. Purchase price 250. Apa lagi? Machine estimated salvage value. Installation cost. Installation cost 15. And then dia ada net working capital. Net working capital 30. Net working capital apa tadi? 125. Okay, so dia tax saving. Tax saving dekat bahagian bawah So total up 0, 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 390k outflow minus inflow. Inflow dia ada tax saving, which is how much tax saving tadi? 3062.5. 3062.50. And then you choose the selling price ataupun selling price or salvage value kan. Sekejap. Tengok balik yang particular dekat net initial oleh. Dekat bahagian net initial oleh. This one, selling price or salvage value. Okay, so you choose selling price. So dia provide selling price tadi. The market price of the all machine is 90,000. So 93. 62.50. 930. Tinggal kosong. 93062.50. Okay, so total outflow minus total inflow, you dapat net initial oleh. NIO. $296,937.50. So this is the net initial outlay. Okay, NSCF. Step number 9. and ACF. This one kita akan continue by next class. Step 9, NACF. Tapi kalau you all boleh tengok dekat ni kan, dekat buku tu dia ada bagi year by year kan. So kenapa dia sampai 5 tahun saja? Sebab dia ikut the useful life of the new machine. Okay, useful life of new machine. Dia ikut 5 years kan. So the implication of using the new machine. Sebab tu dia kena gunakan useful life of new machine. So sampai 5 tahun. Tahun pertama seterusnya macam increase in sales tu annually. Annually maksud setiap tahun sama. Okay, cuba kita tengok yang the second point tu. Reduction in cost defect 1,000 annually for the first 3 years. 1,000, 1,000, 1,000 the first 3 years. Another 2 years, remaining 2 years left blank lah. Dia tak ada kan. Dia cuma reduce dekat first 3 years. Okay, sama juga macam outflow. Outflow dekat operating cost tu, the first 2 years, they reduce, they increase the operating cost 20,000. How to get 20,000? 60,000 minus 40,000. And the rest from year number 3 until year number 5 is 30,000 per year. Itu dah cara penyiraan dia. Nanti kita akan continue, kita akan sambung balik by next class. Okay, so I would like to end up the class until this part lah, until NIO, and we continue.